Hey everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to give you a demo about my SDK called OVRTK. OVRTK is basically a mobile based virtual reality toolkit that would actually help you to simulate VR like experience on your mobile devices. The SDK has a lot of limitations for now as it is in beta and definitely needs a lot of features to be added upon, which I'm planning to add them up in future. I haven't been able to do so because of my exams and all the work that I have been doing lately, because of which I haven't been able to make much of a progress within the SDK. I did some significant changes to the SDK, which would actually help you to create your own mobile based VR experiences without any sort of hassle or without any need of coding. Let's move forward and let me show you what this SDK is all about. And also, this SDK is known as OVRTK. So yeah, let's move forward. The very first thing you have to do is you have to create a Unity project and change its deployment settings, that is build settings, and switch its platform to Android. Other than that, you don't have to make any sort of changes to the build settings. You just have to switch your platform. Once you have switched your platform, what you can do is you can go to my GitHub profile. You can simply go to my GitHub profile, select this particular OVRTK repository. Once you have opened this OVRTK repository, what you can do is you can click on releases. Once you have selected releases, what you can do is you can select beta version 0.2 and then you can simply download this Unity package. Now I already have this Unity package downloaded, so I'm not gonna download it anymore. The next thing what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to import this SDK. So I'm going to click on right click in the assets folder, click on import package, then there click on custom package. Once the custom package is selected, I'm going to select OVRTK version 0.2 beta. Now once I've selected it, I'm going to import it, and you can see it has given me a lot of options, and I just want to click on import. That way everything that is necessary for that package to work is going to be imported within your project. Once it has been imported, what you can see is there is a folder appearing over in your assets folder which contains all the logic, the prefabs, the scripts, and everything needed for the SDK to work. Apart from that, you must be able to see at the very top, you'll be able to see this OVRTK option. From there, you'll be able to see this add OVRTK VR camera rig. You can simply click on that, and that would actually add a camera rig within your hierarchy. Another way is that you can right click in the hierarchy, click on OVRTK, click on components, and click on add OVRTK VR camera. So that is another way to add it. Another way would be to click on get inside the OVRTK folder, select the prefabs folder, then components, and directly drag and drop this OVRTK camera rig. Now the one that I would suggest is simply right click, select the OVRTK components, and then add the package. Or else what you can do is you can simply go to the top menu, then add it. Okay. But before adding it, what I want you to do is delete the main camera as we are not going to need it. Then you can right click in the hierarchy, click OVRTK components, and click on add OVRTK VR camera rig. That way a camera rig would be added to your scene. Once it has been added, just to test our scene out, what you can do is you can simply create a 3D object, add a cube in there, and you can simply distance the cube by 3 units. Okay, that way the cube will be at a sufficient distance. The next thing you can do is to simulate the VR experience within your Unity editor. You can simply click on this OVRTK camera rig prefab. Once you have done that, you can simply click on enable simulator. Now that way the simulator would be enabled within your Unity engine. Once it has been enabled, what you can do is you can simply click on play, and that way you'll be able to see that a stereoscopic view is coming up, and you are able to see that you are able to rotate yourself around the environment, and you are also able to see the cubes in a stereoscopic view. Now that way your project is set up, and you can use this to create 360 VR experiences. That's what you can do as of now, but I'm also planning to add a lot of features just to increase the interactions between the objects and the SDK. Once that is done, you'll be able to do a lot more with this SDK. So this is it about the SDK. Let's move forward with the core components. Now, this SDK contains a lot of components. One is the stereoscopic manager. Now, the stereoscope manager is responsible for handling the camera, its IPD distance, its eye height, eye depth, and also the stereoscopic panel. Now, within the camera rig, you must be able to see there are two different cameras. One is left camera and right camera. Now, both of them has this gyroscope manager. Now, gyroscope manager contains the state manager, which handles the state of the gyroscope and the SDK. And then there's this rig container, which parents the OVRTK camera rig. Once you're comfortable with these components, there's another component called gyroscope state manager, which is responsible for handling the state of all the things that are happening within your VR SDK. It's gonna handle the gyroscope property. It's also gonna handle the not supported dialog. It's also gonna help you simulate the VR experience within your Unity engine. So that's about it. That's about all the components that are there within this particular SDK. Now, there's one more thing I would like to show you. Let's disable the cube. Let's click on this OVRTK camera rig and let's disable the simulator. Once it has been disabled, you must be able to see that first of all, I guess I have to import the TextMesh Pro package. So let me import it once. Okay, once it has been imported, you can start playing it again, and you can see that it is giving us a prompt that your device doesn't have a gyroscope sensor to simulate the experience. That means if this shows up within your smartphone device, that means your phone doesn't have a gyroscope. So make sure to, if you are building with this SDK, make sure your device actually has a gyroscope. Now, whenever deploying this particular build to your Android device, make sure to uncheck this enable simulator, because if you enable this, it might have some issues within your, only use this simulator when you are developing it within your Unity editor. That's it. That's all about this whole SDK. Another thing is that just for demo purposes, I have also added a 360 video demo. So you can simply click on play, go to that scene, click on play, and then you can see that there's a 360 video playing up. So that is all about the SDK. And if you want to build it, you can simply go to File, Build Settings, click on Add Open Scenes to add the current scene in there, and then click on Build. That way you'll be able to build your application and install it on your device.